Hi. So I'm deciding to relaunch this YouTube channel, but instead of making scripted content, um, I'm going to make unscripted content. I'm going to ramble on for an hour. Okay, so I'm going to ramble on for an hour because this is going to a therapist costs money, and having obnoxious friends are obnoxious to talk to, and a lot of them have regressive ideas. So I think I'd rather just talk to my camera for an hour, publish it, and probably no one's going to watch it, but whatever. Just there are people who do podcasts or um, video video podcast vloggers who do talk for an hour, and sometimes people watch their stuff. Um, I don't know. I don't know if anyone's going to watch it. I'm assuming no one's going to watch it, but um, I just think it's healthier to talk about this here rather than talk to myself. One thing you should know about me is I do like talking to myself. I don't think that makes me crazy. I think that makes me just a person who just is a little bit different than other people. But I do like talking to myself. And so talking to a camera is not that much different than talking to myself. It's just like it's only slightly different. Um, so uh, so it's interesting. I'm singing on Twitch Sings a lot lately, and it's a lot of fun. It's a good time. I got up to 24 followers today, so it's like that's pretty exciting. You know, if I get to 50 followers, maybe I could be an affiliate. Uh, that'd be cool if I could get to 50 followers at some point. And so yeah, I'm trying to sing on Twitch things. I'm also a little update on what I'm doing with my life since my old videos. I'm actually trying to be a professional dancer, and we'll see how that goes. I'm training to be a professional dancer. I don't know how long that's going to take. But I have this really good playlist on Spotify, and I think people would really like to hear the playlist on Spotify and hear me dancing to the music. Um, so I think that could be fun. I think that could be fun. And over the past year, I've taken a lot of inspiration from Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V, and he says you should create 100 pieces of content a day. So one of the things I've spent the last few months doing was communicating more on Twitter, a lot more, because communicating on Twitter is considered content. So I'm trying to communicate on Twitter and just see how that goes. And it's a good form of socializing. I think Twitter is really good for socializing, just to free people like me, because I'm not as good on the face-to-face communication in person, because it's like uh, I'm always afraid that people. I know that people see like my facial expressions I make when I'm around them, and I'm very awkward. And I'm gonna try to lower my voice so my neighbors don't hear me talking. Um, I'm gonna try to talk loud, but not too loud, I guess. I'm gonna try to get the right volume for this. We'll see. I'll watch this when it's over to see if the volume's good. But yeah, I'm not very good at face-to-face communication, because I know people like see my facial expressions and they're kind of creeped out. I notice a lot of times by my facial expressions, um, and it's like I don't think. I don't know. I would just rather like talk to people on Twitter, talk to people when I stream on Twitch, which I try to sing every day for an hour on Twitch, and now I'm going to talk to my camera here, and for the probably zero people watching this, but I know there are people who are vloggers, and maybe one or two people might watch, um, because whatever. But anyways, I'm going to try to start vlogging, because people a lot of people write journals. I think journal writing is a very healthy way to spend your time. I think it's a healthy way to express your emotion. because I just think it's good. And this thing with society where like we're supposed to have like close friends, and like we're supposed to like talk to our close friends and like tell them everything we're feeling, and it's like, but like what if they're regressive? What if you have regressive friends? What if your friends aren't woke? See, like I'm woke, but like I'm not gonna talk to my I'm not going to talk to people who aren't woke. I'm not going to talk to people who are regressive, who are like living life like it's like 1995. I don't want to communicate with people like that on a long-term basis. I mean, it's fine being friends with them for a while, but it's like, like they use like the word gay as a slur, and it's like I'm not going to be friends with people who use gay as a slur. No, it's not 1995 anymore. If it was 1995, I understand. People did stupid stuff back then. I get that. I get you. You want to use homophobic slurs in 1995. Fine, go for it. That was the thing. Make fun of gay people, whatever. The thing is, I actually came out of the closet like a few months ago, and part of the reason I was able to come out of the closet was because I removed my homophobic friends from my life. And that helped allow me to come out of the closet as bisexual. I still like girls, totally. I probably even prefer girls over men, but I definitely find guys attractive, and I could see myself falling in love with a guy easily. Easily, I could see myself falling in love with a guy. You know, um, and when you have friends that use homophobic slurs, that's not healthy. So you might think talking to a camera for an hour is unhealthy, or you might think talking to yourself is unhealthy. No, I think what's unhealthy is hanging out with people that have toxic masculinity and use homophobic slurs. I think that's bad for you. I don't think it's bad for you to talk to yourself. I don't think it's bad for you to vlog or hang out on Twitter, hang out on Twitch streams, on other people's Twitch streams or your Twitch streams. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. What's unhealthy is having someone close to you that's homophobic, because not only could that hurt your opinion of other people, but it could hurt your opinion of yourself. If you're like me, who were in the closet for like I was in the closet for almost all my life, because when I was in elementary school, the word gay was a curse word. You would say, "Oh, that's gay, that's gay." That was a curse word, and it was like, that's unacceptable. Like that's crazy. And I read that kids even still do that today, and it's like, how could you use that as a what is it called? How could you use that as a slur even today in 2019? I understand 1995. They don't understand gay people. They don't understand the logic. They don't understand that they're born that way, that they don't choose to be that way. They're born that way, and they think, they like to be a tough, manly man. They like to be like Donald Trump and just be a tough guy. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to use homophobic slurs because that's going to make me feel like a big man. Whatever, man. Whatever. And even the music from the 1990s is like very like, I don't know. It's very like hard rock, hard rap. I mean, I like hard rock and I like hard rap. Don't get me wrong. I actually really like 90s music. There's so much amazing music in the 90s. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with 90s music. What I am saying is there was a change, okay? There was a change from the 1980s to the 1990s, okay? In the 1980s, you had people like Culture Club, George Michael, okay? You had people like Michael Jackson. Now, I don't even think Michael Jackson and Prince were gay, but I do think they were in touch with their feminine side. Okay, like, well, I don't know if Michael Jackson and Prince were gay, but I know they were in touch with their feminine side a lot more than the musicians in the 90s were. Do you ever notice a lot of the musicians in the 90s have really deep voices? And it's like I don't know. It's like in the 90s, everyone was trying to be as masculine as possible, and it's like, I mean the men. I'm not talking about the women. I mean the men were trying to be as masculine as possible, and they were trying to be as ungay as possible. So you had people like George Michael, who George Michael kind of fell off into obscurity because why did he fall off? Well, he was touring, and like he had a huge CD in like 1990. It's called "Listen Without Prejudice." Could you imagine that? Listening Without Prejudice. George Michael had a huge CD in 1990. He toured for like 4 years, and then he came back, and his like career was over. And it's like his next CD didn't work because everyone was so homophobic in the 90s. They wouldn't have accepted George Michael continuing hitting those high notes. You know, like I think George Michael kind of fell out of favor, and he kind of felt like he lost his place in the culture because the 90s were so homophobic, right? Because you had more and more people coming out of the closet. You had Ellen DeGeneres come out of the closet. You know, anyways, every decade since like the 1960s, more and more people have been coming out of the closet. And I feel like, specifically in the 90s, there was like this wave of homophobia. The 90s was when gay really became the most common curse word in every kid and every adult's vocabulary. Everything was gay. Gay this, gay that, gay. Everything was gay, you know. Everything was gay. It was like, why is that a curse word? Why was that ever a curse word? Why is that still a curse word with some kids today? And they use the F word. And I'm not talking about the other F word. I'm talking about the homophobic F word, which I'm not going to say. But, like, just like, I don't understand why there's so much homophobia. There was I just read on Twitter, there was a transsexual activist in Canada that got killed. I didn't read the story much, but it's so common for transsexual people to just get killed because of homophobic people, and I think it's disgusting. I really think it's disgusting because it's like, can't we just grow up? Can't we just mature past this homophobia stuff? It used to be like a religious thing. It used to be like religions were homophobic. And then, like, as time went on, like in the past, like 15, 20 years, I know millennials have been getting a lot less religious, but there's still a lot of homophobic millennials. And I'm kind of confused by it, because it's like, if they're losing their religion, then why are they keeping their homophobia? Does that make any sense to anybody? If you're losing your religion, then why are you keeping your homophobia? Because I understand, my dad was extremely Christian. Okay, my dad always taught me about Leviticus. Ooh, Leviticus in the Bible. Ooh, and Babylon fell because of the homosexuals. Ooh, whatever that is. You know, my dad was very religious. I'm still a Christian, but I can still be bisexual and be a Christian. Believe it or not, there's nothing wrong. I don't care what they say in Leviticus, because I care what and Jesus said. And Jesus, to me, said, I guess he said, love thy neighbor. And Jesus didn't seem like a homophobic guy. He didn't seem like a homophobic guy. So I can still be a Christian, not be homophobic. And especially good because I came out of the closet. So it'd be really bad if I hated myself. You know, there's a lot of people that hate themselves. That's important to think about. And there's a lot of guys who haven't come out of the closet yet. And it's like, I think it's like 50% of women are bisexual, and I think 50% of men are bisexual. However, the difference between men and women is women acknowledge and they admit when they're bisexual. Men, yeah, they don't they keep it locked away. They keep it locked away because they think it's going to make them weaker. They think if they come out of the closet, people are going to hate them. Their parents, their grandparents are going to hate. They always, men have this concern. I've never even told my parents I'm bisexual. I don't know if I'm ever going to tell them because I don't know what they would think about me. I don't know what they would think about me. I think they would accept me. I think they would accept me for who I am. But I don't know. I don't know for sure. What if my mom was like, oh honey, I don't believe you. Oh honey, I don't believe you. And imagine if she said that, like, oh, I don't believe you that you're bisexual. Oh no. It just, oh, my mom doesn't believe who I am? That can't be good. You know, it's like I'm afraid of telling my mom and my dad. My dad's a little more religious than my mom. My dad's more religious than my mom, so he goes to church every week or something. But or he watches those crazy fundamentalists on the Bible Network. There's a lot of crazy fundamentalists on the Bible Network that's like, you're going to go to hell, and you're going to go to hell, and they say all the people that are going to go to hell, and it's like, oh my God, that's really fundamentalist. That's as crazy as the Islamic fundamentalists. You know, there's a lot in common with the Christian fundamentalists and the Islamic fundamentalists. Oh man, there's nothing wrong with Islam, by the way. I don't think there's anything wrong with Islam. I don't think there's anything wrong with Christianity. I do think there's something wrong with fundamentalism, because that's taking a set of beliefs to the extreme, right? There's nothing wrong with having a set of beliefs, but you take anything to extreme. You take atheism. There's probably fundamentalist atheists who want to like kill religious people. I know fundamentalist atheists who want to like kill Muslims. Like, ugh. They're crazy. Like, there are a lot of fundamentalist atheists too. It's fundamentalist Christians, fundamentalist Muslims, fundamentalist atheists. There's fundamentalists of any type of belief you can have, because it's just, if you take anything too extreme, right? I don't believe in taking anything too extreme, because it's dangerous. It's just dangerous. So what was I talking about? So yeah, it's difficult to come out of the closet, because I don't even think I could have come out of the closet when I was in middle school. Could you imagine in middle school coming out of the closet? I was in middle school about 15 to 20 years ago. I was in middle school, and that was not the time. You know, I love Eminem. Don't get me wrong. I love Eminem, but Eminem used a lot of homophobic slurs. And oh my God, there's just so much homophobia in the early 2000s. I mean, there's still a lot of homophobia now, but there was just so much in the early 2000s. It's just like there was a lot in the 90s, and I couldn't have come out of the closet when I was a kid. No. It's easier today. I read Dwayne Wade's son came out of the closet. I actually think Dwayne Wade's son is a transsexual. I think he's a to be honest, I don't know a lot of the transsexual terms. I'm learning all the correct ways to say things, but I think Dwayne Wade's son is now his daughter. I think that's the correct way to say. I think his son is now his daughter, because he changed his sex, I guess. So it's like, Dwayne Wade's son can do that now, but it's 2019, right? And I'm sure they live in some progressive neighborhood in Miami Beach, right? So you can do that in a super progressive neighborhood in Miami Beach in 2019. But could you imagine a basketball player's son doing that like 20 years ago? You know, imagine I don't know, like Hakeem Olajuwon's son, or like Karl Malone's son. I don't know, but I don't want to throw them under the bus or anything. I'm just saying like old school just older people. Can you imagine another generation just having like a basketball player's son, you know, change their gender? And, you know, you can do that now. But, and even now, there's a transsexual person in Canada, transsexual activist, that got killed. There's so much violence against transsexual people. It's crazy. It's so crazy. Why would they do? What? Why would anyone want to hurt anyone else? I've never understood. Why would anyone want to hurt anyone else? It's like the Culture Club song. Do you really want to hurt me? Do you really want to make me cry? Do you really want to hurt me? Do you really want to make me cry? And it's like, why would anyone want to hurt anyone else? I don't care what their sexual orientation is. I don't care what anything about anybody. I would never want to hurt anyone else. That never made any sense to me at all. It makes me want to cry, to be honest, but I don't know. So I don't understand the hatred towards transsexuals. I don't understand the hatred towards homosexuals. I don't understand the homophobia. I don't understand any of it. To be honest, I don't understand any of it. Like, if someone could just explain to me, why would you feel that way about... Oh, there's another song about that. People are people wherever you go. Why is it that you and I can get along so awfully? People are people wherever you go. You and I could get along so... something. I don't know. It's a Depeche Mode song. People are people wherever you go. Why is it that you and I should get along so awfully? I don't know the words, obviously, but I just know it's people are people. So I don't understand. And one of the lines in the song is, how can a man hate another man? Like, how can a man hate another man? How can a man hate a woman? How can a woman hate a woman? How can anyone hate someone else? I don't understand it. You know? I don't understand it. So, anyway, so I came out of the closet a few months ago, and I feel so much better. So much better. Like, oh my God, I don't have to... Oh, I feel so much better. Just admitting that I could fall in love with a man. And I love the way men look. I love the way they walk. I love the way they talk. I love everything about men. I mean, I've always felt that way about women. I love everything about women. I love the way women walk. I love the way the women talk. I love it. I love everything about women. I've always felt that way about women. I've always seen myself falling in love with women, but as I get older, I realize I love men too. I really love men from the bottom of my heart. With that said, I'm also a little bit, just a little bit asexual, in the sense that, to me, sex is not the ultimate thing ever. Like, oh, I have sex. First of all, I'm a virgin, but like, it's not like a big deal. I'm a virgin. No, I'm actually looking for someone to fall in love with. Actually, love is the most important thing in the world to me. Like, I love my mom, I love my dad, I love my sister, and I'm looking for a significant other to fall in love with. Whether that's a woman or a man or whatever. You know, I'm a little bit asexual in the sense that I don't like crave sex. You know, I've always been confused at how obsessed people are about sex. Like, oh, I gotta have sex. Oh, I gotta have sex. Oh, wow. gotta have sex. Like, what are you doing? Like, I've never understood what, this thing when I was in school, like in was it the 5th grade or the 6th grade or the 7th, 8th grade? Like 5th grade through like 8th grade, like I'd say 5th grade through 9th grade, right? 5th grade through 9th grade, I watched all my, specifically boy classmates, go through this thing where they were like, oh, I really want to have sex. Oh, they were just sex on the mind constantly. And it's like, what are you doing? Is that all you think about? So I've always felt I was a little bit asexual. It's not that I don't want to have sex. I want to have sex at some point. I want to fall in love before I have sex. And I wouldn't even be opposed to having sex with someone who wasn't in love with me, but was open to the idea of falling in love with me, that didn't think love was a stupid idea, some foolish notion. I would be interested in having sex with someone that wasn't in love with me, but didn't think love was a foolish notion, that would consider possibly falling in love someday. My only problem is I know people who just they don't really, they're not really into love. They just like they enjoy sex, which there's nothing wrong with that. I'm completely sexually positive. I think sex is great. Just like the George Michael song, I want your sex. Sex is wonderful. Sex is cool. Sex is something for me and you. I'm completely sexually positive. I don't think there's anything wrong with sex. I just think I just like don't they want love? I've always been amazed that like there was like 20 years there where like they didn't write any songs about love. I mean now Taylor Swift wrote the song Lover, and it's oh thank God, thank you Taylor. Jesus Christ. How many years they didn't write any songs about love? Oh, thank you, Taylor Swift. Oh my God. Like every song was about badunkadunk, like for 20 years. And it's like, thank you, Taylor Swift, for talking about love. Oh my God. She's so right on the money. She's so on point. I love Taylor Swift. She's amazing. And she wrote a song called Lover. And she makes me feel more positive about talking about love. And you know what? I don't have to feel bad about, oh, I want someone to fall in love with me more than I want someone to have sex with me. I couldn't care less if somebody wants to have sex with me, but if somebody wants to fall in love with me, then a light bulb goes off in my head. And I say, oh, well, maybe I should fall in love with you too. Maybe we could fall in love and maybe we could live happily ever after. Maybe we could live happily ever after. That's what I want. I want it to be a fairy tale. I want my life to be a fairy tale. I want it to be a Disney movie. I want it to be like Beauty and the Beast or Snow White or, well, some of those movies didn't end up that well. Cinderella. I mean, I know I'm not a prince, right? See, that's the problem. I know I'm not a prince. And that's why I don't fit into the Disney archetype, right? Because I'm kind of a loser, kind of. I'm okay, but I'm kind of a loser, so not totally loser, just a little. I'm unemployed for one, so I'm not a prince, right? I'm not a prince because I'm unemployed. I don't have any money. No. I have roommates and I have an apartment, but my mom pays my bills because. Truth is, I had a mental breakdown when I worked 3 years in retail, and I wasn't able to work again after that because I didn't like working retail. I didn't like it. If you call me lazy, fine. You can call me lazy. You can call me lazy. But I also have a learning disability, and I don't know. I don't really have an excuse why I'm unemployed. I don't really have an excuse. I should be employed, I should be employed. That's why I'm training myself to be a professional dancer. Because the difference between dancing and working at retail is miserable and dancing is fun. So would I rather have a job that's miserable or a job that's fun? I'll take the job that's fun. I know you people watching right now would be like, you arrogant person. Like, you're probably thinking of me like, oh, just work a job at retail. Yeah, I would. I'm not going to explain everything that happened when I worked there because it wouldn't make any sense to you. I don't talk about what happened. I just say I couldn't do it. If I tried to put it into words, it wouldn't make any sense. So basically, I have a learning disability, and I could never really do the job. I could never really work retail. I could for a couple of years, but I mentally couldn't do it. I couldn't, like, I just broke down, and you know what I decided? I decided I'd rather go to a homeless shelter. I'd rather, because my dad has lived for the last 20 years of his life at a homeless shelter, and my mom is safely in the middle class because they divorced like 20 years ago because my dad's a serial gambler. But so I decided I'd rather go to a homeless shelter. I'd rather spend the rest of my life at a homeless shelter rather than work retail. Fortunately for me, my mom is middle class, so she lets me stay in an apartment with roommates, and she pays my bills. I am applying for Social Security disability. I applied for that about 3 weeks ago because I've now been unemployed for a year. I think you have to be unemployed for a year to get Social Security disability. So that's exciting. I can get Social Security disability. The girls really like that, don't they? The girls and the guys really like guys with Social Security disability because if you move in with them, you lose your Social Security disability. You lose your benefits if you move in with somebody else. So I couldn't actually get benefits if I moved in with a girlfriend, or I wouldn't actually get the $1,000 a month. But if I stay here, the $1,000 a month would pay 100% of my bills, more than 100% of my bills. But I couldn't move in with a girlfriend with Social Security disability. That is why I am trying to be a professional dancer. And I'm also trying to be a professional singer. The difference is I'm better at dancing than I am at singing. So, yeah, I used to see these guys on the sidewalk, and they would look like they were homeless, and they would just dance. They would just dance nonstop, and they would dance for like 12 hours a day on the sidewalk, on a major road, and you see like all these high traffic cars going by, and they would see this guy just dancing nonstop for 12 hours a day. I want to be like him. I think that guy knows exactly what he's doing. I think that guy knows what he's doing now. He knows what he's doing tomorrow, and that guy knows what he wants to do the rest of his life. He wants to dance on that sidewalk because he knows people like me are going to see him, and they're going to say, that guy has it all figured out. And that guy, he puts all his frustrations into dancing. And that guy is the most sane person I've ever met. He just dances. He dances for 12 hours a day. And that makes sense to me. Just dance for 12 hours a day on a sidewalk on the middle of a major thoroughfare, major street in the middle of the city. That guy has it all figured out. That guy has it all figured out. So I want to be like him. I want to be like him when I grow up. I want to learn to dance for long, long, long periods of time. Because I see most people dancing, and they dance for 5 minutes, they dance for 10 minutes, they dance for 20 minutes, they dance for 30 minutes. But I don't see a lot of people dancing for like 12 hours. Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen someone not on ecstasy or Molly or any of these drugs, but they can dance really fast and really well for 12 hours straight? Have you ever seen someone do that? I think that's impressive. I think that's really, really impressive. So yeah, I want to be like him. Does he make any money? No, he doesn't make any money. But he also has a job. He has a purpose. He has something that he can give to people. He has a service he can give to people, and people enjoy him. Some people don't enjoy him because he looks weird. He wears tight clothing. Some people don't like that he wears tight clothing, but I actually plan on doing it on Twitch, and I don't plan on wearing tight clothing. I I wear very loose clothing. I wear very loose clothing, and I plan on dancing on Twitch. Because the funny thing is, the little I have danced on Twitch so far, I get a lot more viewers from dancing than I do from singing. So like when I sing on Twitch Sings, I average about 0.3 viewers on average per second. When I dance, I average about like 1 to 2, like 1 to 2 viewers. So it's like I get like 10 times more viewers when I dance on Twitch than when I sing on Twitch. That must mean I'm way better at dancing than I am at singing. It doesn't mean I want to stop singing, because I think singing is extremely healthy. It's a healthy activity. It's a good way to expand your emotions, to grow as a person. I think dancing is really good for, I think singing is really good for you. Dancing is good too, yeah, but so yeah, I want to be a professional dancer. I want to dance on Twitch. And you might say, "Oh, but there's not really any full-time dancers on Twitch that are guys." You're right. I want to be the first one. I haven't seen any. I mean, there might be some. I might be looking in the wrong category. I don't know if I'm looking in the right category. I haven't seen any professional dancers that are men on Twitch. I have seen professional dancers that are women. I think the most famous professional dancer that's a woman on Twitch is, I think her name is Amunroth. Amunroth? Amunra? Amunroth? Amunroth? I don't know. I don't remember what it was, but yeah, she's a really good dancer. I want to emulate her. I think she knows what she's doing too. I think she has it all figured out. You know, guys make fun of her. Guys are like, "Oh, look at the girl dancing." No, now she has it all figured out. She has it all figured out, man. I'm telling you, she is on point. Okay, that girl has it all. Okay, she dances for, well, she streams for like 12 hours a day. She's not dancing for 12 hours straight. From what I see, she'll stream for 12 hours and maybe 2 to 3 hours of it in dancing. So she takes like 9 hours of breaks, or she does other stuff for, I don't know if she quilts or cooks. She does other stuff for 9 hours, but she probably dances for like 2 or 3 hours. I don't actually follow her, but I follow some other people like her. The reason why I don't follow her is because I'm actually a minimalist, and she has a what do you call it? Advertisements on her stream. I don't remember if it's like an Instagram advertisement or Twitter advertisement or some company. It's just every time I see a streamer with flashing ads, like lights pop, any streamer with lights that are flashing or ads that are appearing, disappearing, stuff moving around the screen, I get a headache from it. So I actually think a Moonmoth's really good, like a really good streamer. I don't follow her personally because I think she advertises like her Instagram or something. It just, her Instagram appears. I mean, her like words appear and say, "Oh, follow me on Instagram, which it's not that I'm against marketing, because I understand business. Marketing is smart business. It's just my eyes. My eyes are really sensitive, and I don't really like people who, I don't really watch people who have flashing lights or flashing signs on their stream. Though I do watch people similar to a moonwalk. Like there's this other girl, I forgot, like Valeria 5K or something. Something like Valeria 5K. She's really good. She doesn't have any lights or anything on her stream. It's very minimalist. I'm a very minimalist guy. As you see, my decorations here, I have white walls. I have white walls because I'm an environmentalist and I'm a minimalist. I don't like things. I try to have as few things as possible. I like to keep things as simple as possible. But anyways, so I don't watch a moonrock because she has the lights. It's like an advertisement or her Instagram or something. Anyway, I don't know. But she's so talented, and there's so many other talented people on Twitch, like the just chatting section. There's like people dancing and stuff. There's so many great people in just chatting in general, just talking, just like there's so many great communicators on there, and I really love what they do. I think they're geniuses. I think all the people who succeed on just chatting are just geniuses. And people think like, oh, what are they doing? They're just like talking to like 50 people, in a chat room, and you see like their camera in their room or whatever. And I love their work. I think their work is really good, and it's good. It's one of my favorite things to do is watch just chatting on Twitch. Sometimes I turn the sound off and I listen to music because I'm a huge music aficionado. I just watch them moving their mouth. Is that creepy? Maybe. Does that make me creepy? Oh, maybe. I don't know. Whatever. That make me creepy. I turn the sound off and I listen to music. I'm a little bit creepy. Fine. You want to call me creepy? Fine. But I don't even think anybody's watching this right now. I think this is going to 0 people. I think 0 people are watching this. If you look below this video and you see it has 1 or 2 views, no, this is not getting 1 or 2 views. This is getting 0 views. So, if I want to sound like a creeper on here, I watch just chatting with the sound off when I play music. Oh, who cares? Who cares if you think I'm a creeper? I don't care. Because I think it's important to be honest with you, because I want to be... Because one of the reasons I don't have friends in real life is because I don't like being honest with people, because people might call me a loser for like living my life the way I do. Like, oh, I listen to music for 12 hours a day. Does that make me a loser? I'm unemployed. Does that make me a loser? I'm growing a mullet right now. Does that make me a loser because I'm growing a mullet? I know I'm a loser. If you want to tell me I'm a loser, go ahead. Because I know I am. I know I am. I know I am. I know. I know. I know. But that's okay. Because I'm comfortable with who I am. And I know someday I'm going to get somebody to fall in love with me. And I know somebody's going to fall in love with me someday. I know that. I know that. Someday. Because life is too long. And if I die tomorrow, maybe well, maybe it's game over if I die tomorrow. But I see no reason to believe that someday I can get someone to fall in love with me. And that's why I'm okay with myself. I'm okay with being alone for now. I'm okay with being a virgin. I'm okay with not being married. Even though a lot of my friends a lot of people I know are getting married. I'm okay with all that stuff because I think that someday somebody's going to fall in love with me, and I'm going to fall in love with them, and we're going to live happily ever after. That's what I think. I think someday I'm going to meet a person, fall in love with me, and we're going to live happily ever after. I probably haven't met them yet. Probably haven't seen them yet. I don't, probably won't be anytime soon. But someday. Someday. Somewhere out there beneath the we'll be together. Somewhere out there, out where dreams come true. And even though I know how very far apart we are, I keep on wishing on the same bright star. And even though I know, keep listening to the... You know, the thing is with songs, I never know the words. I don't know the words to any song ever. I love music. But that gets back to my learning disability. My memory is garbage. Like, my memory's straight garbage. One of the reasons I'm unemployable, I consider myself unemployable for like a retail or fast food job, is I don't have any memory. I tried working at McDonald's. I was at McDonald's for like 1 or 2 days. I was a cashier at first, and I was like, the customer would say, I want blank, blank, and blank, and I was like, and I type it in, and I was like supposed to get them like a coffee or something. But literally as soon as the words came out of their mouth, I had no memory of what they said. And so I couldn't be a cashier at McDonald's. I was pretty good at cashiering at retail at one of those grocery stores where you swipe the stuff on the scanner, and I was pretty good at that until I couldn't do it anymore. But so at McDonald's, I tried being a cashier, and my memory was garbage. So I didn't remember, like, as soon as they would say something, it would go one ear, and it would go out the other ear. In one ear and out the other ear. So I couldn't cashier, and then they had me flipping burgers, and I would see something on the screen, a burger to make, and A, I wouldn't know how to make it. B, I pressed the button to say, okay, I'll make the burger, and I would literally forget what it said as soon as I pressed the button. So, like, I would have no memory of what it said. So it's like, if I don't have any memory, then I can't actually make burgers, and I can't cashier. So the next thing they had me do at McDonald's, I think on the second day I was there, was work in the lobby. And what I did in the lobby was I swept under the tables, and I wiped down the tables, and I swept the floors, and mopped, and emptied out the trash. And actually, my back wasn't strong enough to be like the janitor at the McDonald's. My back wasn't strong enough to be the janitor at the McDonald's. So I couldn't be the cashier at McDonald's because of my memory. I couldn't be my short-term I have zero short. I have really good long-term memory, but I have zero short-term memory. I couldn't be the burger flipper because I have no idea how to make the burgers because my brain is a piece of garbage. And as soon as I press the button to say, make the thing go away to, you know, because you're supposed to press the button, I would have no memory of what it said. So I couldn't cashier, I couldn't flip burgers, and I couldn't clean the lobby because my back isn't strong enough. I used to have a lot of back problems when I was younger. By the way, this therapy session is really good. I really enjoy talking to myself. And I really enjoy the 0 people watching this right now. I would be ecstatic if like one person watched this, but it doesn't matter. They would think I was weird anyway. But whatever. I've always enjoyed talking to myself. because I don't judge myself as harshly as other people judge me. You know, they used to call me a freak when I was in like 4th grade. That was in private school. When I went to public school, they didn't call me a freak anymore because people were really nicer to me in public school than they were in private school. I hated private school. Ugh, everyone was so stuck up. Why is everyone so stuck up in private school? Like, all these rich kids, they're like the richest kids in the city were going to this private school. And I was like lower class, you know, because my dad is like always bordered on being homeless, and my mom, you know, works 60 hours a week to take care of me and my sister, and my dad who would just gamble money away. So I didn't like private school at all. We couldn't even afford to go there. They just sent us a bill, and my mom didn't pay it. So anyway, I went to public school. 5th grade through 12th grade, I went to public school. It was so much better. I liked public school. I didn't like school. I mean, because I have a learning disability, I do terrible at school. But the people were so nice. They were so nice and down to earth at public school. Oh my God, they were so down to earth at public school. They were so nice to me. They used to bully me in private school. They used to call me gay, and like I didn't realize I was gay at the time, and they used to call me gay, and you should never call someone gay if you should never call someone gay as an insult. I might have always been gay, but that's not right. You don't call someone that. I don't care if you're in the 4th grade. I don't care if you're in college. You should never call someone gay that doesn't say that they themselves are gay. You know, because they said it like a slur. They said it like it was an insult. Like, you're gay. They said it like an insult. So that probably prevented me. That goes back to the 90s. The 90s were not. I think the 90s were a great time for the economy, but the 90s were not a great time for like social issues. I mean, like, just specifically gay rights. I mean, like, the way like people treated gay people and stuff. I don't know. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? So I learn a lot from doing this from Twitch streamers, because I notice Twitch people and just chatting, it looks like they're talking to themselves because you don't see somebody talking back to them. So it looks like they're talking to themselves. So that's basically what I'm doing right now. It's like I learn a lot from these Twitch just chatting people, and so I want to take from their lead, and I want to imitate them. I want to imitate the other people on Twitch, and I want to be just like them. Except I'm not going to have a just chatting thing on Twitch. I am going to have a just chatting thing on YouTube. I plan on doing this every day. I plan on talking for an hour a day to you, the 0 people watching. I plan on talking to you an hour a day, every day for the rest of my life, because I think this is a healthy activity. I think vlogging is a healthy hobby. It's a good way to spend time. And I honestly think people are less judgmental on YouTube than they are in real life. When you say embarrassing things like, oh, I watch just chatting on Twitch. Like, you know, I don't tell people that. I don't like tell my friends that, because it's like, I watch just chatting. I don't really hang out with anybody, but I mean, I don't really tell my mom I watch just chatting on Twitch. I tell her I watch Twitch a lot, but I don't tell her I watch just chatting. I'm still working on my hair. I've got so far to go to get this mullet, because I got so much work to do. I swear to God, this thing is. I want it to look. Don't laugh, but I want to have the Patrick Swayze hairstyle. Eventually, I'm trying to have a Patrick Swayze hairstyle. I know I don't look like Patrick Swayze. You know, I know I don't look like Patrick Swayze. You know Patrick Swayze's mom was the biggest ballet teacher in Texas? That's why Patrick Swayze was such a good dancer. Because his mom was a huge ballet teacher. And imagine having your mom be a ballet teacher. That's crazy. See, I view, in my fantasies, I'd want to be like Patrick Swayze. But I'm trying to have hair that imitates him. The hair has a long way to go. My dancing has a long way to go. I'm not nearly as good of a dancer as Patrick Swayze yet. But someday, if I keep working on my dancing, I would like to even get better than Patrick Swayze. I want to be like him in Dirty Dancing, but better. You know, Patrick Swayze smoked like 12 packs of cigarettes a day. I wonder if that's why he died kind of young. He died pretty young. He was like 50 or something. Patrick Swayze died pretty young, like maybe 55, I don't know. But he used to smoke like 12 packs of cigarettes a day or something like that. Something crazy like that. He smoked a lot of cigarettes. So he might have seemed like a amazing actor, but he had happiness problems. Anybody that smokes cigarettes has happiness problems. Anybody that does drugs has problems. Anybody that drinks beer, these are just my opinions. These are just my opinions. I'm not judging. I don't mean to come across as I'm judging people, because there's nothing wrong with having addictions. I mean, there's nothing wrong with any way you live your life. I'm not judging anybody. You have addictions. I have addictions too. I'm addicted to video games. Okay? I'm addicted to junk food. I'm addicted to fast food. I'm addicted to pizza. And that's why I'm fat. I'm really fat. And we all have addictions. There's nothing wrong with having addictions. It's just, I think we should all try to have as few addictions as possible. Like, I need to cut down on the fast food. I need to, I don't think I want to cut down on the video games. I don't think there's anything wrong with being addicted to video games. No. I think it's fine. Some addictions are good. Some people are addicted to love. What was that Robert Palmer song? Addicted to love. You might as well face it, you're addicted to love. You see the signs, you know it's real. Your heart's running at a different speed. What was it? My memory is garbage, like I said. I really like Twitch Sings because it shows you the words. It shows you the words, and I'm like, that helps me. I just read the words, so I'm never going to be a professional singer if I'm reading the words as I do it. I'm so bad at memorizing lyrics. But it goes, you might as well face it, you're addicted to love. You see the signs, but I don't know. You might as well face it, but you're addicted to love. That's good. It's good to be addicted to love. It's good to feel positivity towards your fellow man. Positivity towards your fellow woman. Positivity to everyone. I think it's good to be addicted to love. I think it's okay to be addicted to anything. It just, you understand, it's going to shorten your lifespan if you're addicted to drugs. It's going to shorten your lifespan if you're addicted to alcohol. It's going to shorten your lifespan if you're addicted to unhealthy food. Just keep that in mind. So instead of living to like 78, if you have too many addictions, you're going to die at like 65. Okay. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world to die at 65. Oh, you died 13 years earlier than you were supposed to because you had too many addictions. Okay. But yeah, I don't drink beer. I don't do drugs. I don't know. I do get high off video games. And I do get high off music. I love music. I'm addicted to music. And I think that's been an hour, so I'll do another stream tomorrow, and I'll do another recording tomorrow and every day, maybe for the rest of my life. Maybe this is my first actual vlog, whereas my other videos were scripts I would type up in Google Docs and I'd read the script. This is probably worse content. This is probably worse content than that, but I don't know. This is longer. And this is healthier because it feels like I'm talking to a therapist. My camera's a therapist. So I like that. I like that. Anything else? We'll talk about more stuff tomorrow. My conversation with myself will continue tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Wait, there's one more thing. At the end of the video, I will say thank you for watching. Have a great day. And now a word from our sponsors. Are you looking for an easy way to make money online, part-time, or are you looking for a long-term career in marketing? If you click the link in the description of this video and join ClickBank University, you will get rewarded with awesome opportunities to make cash now. They said it couldn't be done. Scientists have just found the formula for the fat decimator. Click the link in the description of this video to discover the secret to losing weight. It's never been this easy to lose weight. Until now. I love video games, just like a lot of people. What if I told you you could get paid to play video games? You can make $50,000 a year if you become a video game tester. Just click the link in the description of this video and you can start a lucrative career testing video games. I know what you're thinking. How are you supposed to be successful like me? Well, I've written a book and it's called From Zero to Hero, and you can purchase it in the link below this video. I started out just like you at one time, and now look at me. They put me on YouTube. Order it today. Change your life now. This channel is sponsored by viewers like you. I would be extremely thankful if you support me making content just like this video here. Click the link in the description below to make a donation to my Patreon account. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the content. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye. See you next time.